Hey guys, what's going on? It is a beautiful Friday, well, morning. It is 2:30 in the morning right now as I record the audio for this video. But basically what I wanted to talk about was this new Season 5 of Call of Duty, and little kind of advertisement. I'm going to be streaming Season 5 till I get level 100 in the Battle Pass and level 150 as a whole. Basically for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Call of Duty used to be my life in console, and now that I have it on PC, I am stoked to play it. But anyway, nevertheless, let's get into the basically the statistics and everything that I was talking about or wanted to talk about today. I'm tired. You gotta give me a break. But anyway, so this is the new map Harbor, or better known, I guess, as well, let's just call it Harbor. Um, so the map has 3 lanes, and the game modes that I've been playing on this is Hardpoint and Domination. Um, the game itself, I mean the map itself is great. There are some funneling points and things like that that you're gonna have to watch out for, but as a whole, the map is great. I have no issues with it. If you have friends and things like that you play with, and you play, domination, headquarters, hardpoint, search, even the funnel in the middle where I was just at, where I died, is a great point to start. So what you would do is you set one up on top of the middle, one underneath the stairs, and one on the right side of the box. As long as you control point C and B, the funnel is amazing. Now, the only point you're gonna have to be worried about is on top of the stairs. You just have to watch behind you on your right and your left, because of right here is where you can see the door on the left is where you really get messed up at, because somebody can shoot right through the door, or behind you. Basically just throw some proximity mines down and you should be okay. Now if your headphones are great enough, or good enough, throw some C4 down and you'll be able to hear the footsteps a mile away. So the other thing I want to talk about is the new guns. Now the ISO is a new SMG, really fast fire rate, and most people compare it to the MP5 or the Vector, MP5 of the Vector, or the MP5 the Uzi, or vice versa, whatever. I think it's more of a Vector or MP5 and MP7, or Vector MP7, than anything else. I mean, the fire rate and the sounds that it makes is very close to the MP7, and the recoil pattern is more closer, or it is a lot closer to the MP5 than anything else. So, I mean, bear with me, but as I explain this, so the pattern goes up to the right after the 20 rounds. Now, the weapon is very balanced because it has 20 rounds, but it does have a fast fire rate and a fast time to kill. So as long as you hit all either 5 to 6, maybe 7 shots on the person, you're more than likely going to kill them. Now, with the AN-94, being that it is basically a newer AK, I would say it compares pretty close to the AK in a SCAR, with a ton of accuracy. Now the first 2 rounds, and they included this on in Call of Duty. I don't know about any of you guys, but I'm a huge gun nut. So the AN-94 itself is, the first 2 rounds are supposed to do damage, and then the following either 10 to 28 rounds are supposed to be for either accuracy or fire rate and basically just puncturing. And they added that in Call of Duty as well. So the first 2 shots you actually see are a little bit slowed, and then after that it's a fire rate like you wouldn't believe. Seeing that, really, I mean, kind of makes me happy that Call of Duty included things like that, just to make it more realistic. The AN-94 is a really great long-range weapon. The ISO, I mean, you can make it a long-range weapon. I wouldn't recommend it, but there are attachments to make it long-range, just like every single other gun in the game, except for the MP5. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. Now you'll see here, the long range of the ISO. It's very jittery, goes up and down. Even though I have a Ranger foregrip, which is, I mean, arguably one of the best foregrips in the game. But close range, this thing absolutely dominates. It's not going to obviously top a shotgun or an M80, M180, whatever the pump shotgun is. It's not going to top it. But if you're going against MP7, a Vector, an MP5, things like that, it's definitely going to do some damage. Now, the new features that they add is the inspect option. On PC, it's I. On console, it's either the right or left D-pad. But you can do it while you walk or while you stand, jump. You just can't do it while you sprint, which is kind of weird that you can do it while you're jumping but not sprinting. I mean, go figure. But there are four maps that Season 5 added, and one new operator, Behemoth. They also added new milsim like Shadow Company and JTF2, which is Canadian. Thank God they added that, I guess. Now, the oil rig, trench, and livestock are the new maps. Livestock is the new farmland or gunfight farmland map. And then trenches, which is really cool, is Grozny Raid but exploded. So it's kind of funny. Attachments, I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, and I'm sorry about that, but attachments that I would definitely throw on the ISO would be the monolithic suppressor or the barrel with the suppressor integrated like the Chris Vector, the angle foregrip or the Ranger foregrip. Take that stock off, so it's going to increase the ADS speed, and the 50 round drum mag for sure. You're never going to want to run out of rounds with this thing because it does have 20 rounds, and 20 rounds goes fast, as we all know. The AN-94, now throwing a 65 round mag on it basically makes this thing an LMG. The damage on it is amazing, fire rate is amazing, and the accuracy with the right attachments is, I mean, it's amazing. So, like I said, it makes this thing like an LMG. Now, this is Oil Rig, the map Oil Rig. The game modes I recommend are Domination, Headquarters, Hardpoint. Basically the same game modes that I play on a daily. It never, all the objectives are outside. So all your VTOLs, support helos, chopper gunners, AC-130s, things like that are going to do a ton of damage to a lot of people, kill a lot of people very, very quickly, because, like I said, the map is very open. Unlike Harbor, which is like a 3 to 4 lane map, Oil Rig, I mean, I guess you could say it's like 3 lanes, but it's very open, and there's a lot of points where you have to turn and twist and things like that, the map is, I mean, downright perfect. There's no lanes, so nobody can camp a corner, or nobody can camp a lane, or funnel a lane. I mean, there is funneling points, like you'll see up in here, either shortly or pretty soon. The doorways, some alleyways, things like that are really good for funneling. And if you can get the right spot with the mounting points, even though the mounting points are a little wonky, I would say it's a pretty good map overall, especially with like I said, the funneling. If you can grab your friends and tell them what to do, like, you know, what points to hold, things like that. It is definitely a good map if you're one of the people that like to funnel and funnel camp and things like that. I mean, you're kind of a piece of shit, not gonna lie, but at least you're having some fun, right? Now there are, like I said, most of the points on Hardpoint are outside. There are none that are inside, and there are 2 windows, I believe, in this map that are gonna really like kind of either pique your interest or really piss you off. So the one point that you're gonna have to get to is the window that is by the second hardpoint that you saw in the video. There's a way to get up there besides the ladder. So if you're gonna either camp them or you're gonna watch that window, there are boxes, and the way to get into it is you just, when you jump, turn your camera right and move, and you'll be right there. Now this hard point right here is another funnel. You can actually see it. I'm watching the right and left. If you have your friend watch the right and you watch the left, that's a good way to kind of knock two birds out with one stone and hold the hard point as long as possible for the total of 30 seconds. Now, I don't know if this is a PC thing, but damn, that scar is accurate. Like, super, super accurate. For the DPS wise, like I said, very close to the AN94. I like the M4, the scar are like if you match those two together, the AN94, that's what you got. Time to kill on the AN94, I would say, is about 2.5 to 3 seconds. The ISO, about 1.5 to 2, depending on the attachments you have. If it's just plain Jane, like plain, you got nothing on it, which the AN94 really sucks in that regard. 3 to 4 for the AN94, and then 2 to 3 for the ISO. The iron sights on the ISO are okay. The AN94, I mean, unless you remember playing with the AN94 back in Battlefield 2 days, which that was my thing back in 2012, the iron sights are downright shit. So unless you got previous practice with this thing, I would really recommend throwing a sight on it as soon as possible. So you would unlock the ISO at tier 15 and the AN94 at 30, and then at level 100 there's an AN94 variant with black tracer rounds. So that's really kind of why I'm grinding Call of Duty a lot. I'm just excited to get those black tracer rounds. I kind of want to see what they're like. Black tracer rounds, I don't even know how that would look. Is it like a shadow? Something like that. Now they also added a new execution with a crow, and a new loading screen or match screen animation, which looks super weird. Like, it's kind of like they're implementing Black Ops 4 animated stupid stuff. Like, I mean, I just want the game to be like regular Call of Duty again, you know? Just plain military, no extra shadow animation around my character in the match loading screen. That's it. Now the one gripe I do have about Season 5 is that I feel like they messed with the claymores. I put a claymore down right here, and one, it didn't kill anybody because there was nobody behind me, but two, why is it that every time I put a claymore down and 2 seconds later somebody shows up, it doesn't pop off, so I die? It makes no sense to me. Sometimes it'll pop off, sometimes it won't. Sometimes the audio, now for this is for a PC thing, I don't know if it's console, it could not be, but the vertical audio sucks, and the horizontal audio is terrible as well. It has gotten better over time, but playing with the AN94 and things like that, it definitely messed with my audio a little bit, because the shots sounded like they were coming from the right of me, like even though I was shooting the gun and it was in front of me. I don't know, go figure. Now the two new gunfight maps, which are Livestock and Trench. As I mentioned before, Livestock is a farmland variant, and Trench is a Grouse Raid variant. Very, very cool to play, I would say, but I played with bots because I couldn't find the gunfight, those maps in gunfight, because the only thing I could find was Hill and King, and what's the other one? Woods, or something like that. So I play with bots. I didn't realize Trench was actually a gunfight map until I played it. Or not Trench. Livestock was a gunfight map until I played it. So I put 6v6 bots on Dom in Livestock, and it was kind of a torture to play through because it was so boring. I was just funneling kills and things like that. Trench was the funnest. I think, well, funnest isn't a word, but fun. The most fun I've had on a gunfight map is definitely Trench, because it is open technically, but there are ways to get around it, like in King. So it's a very good map design. I like the audio. The only thing I don't like about it is when I was playing, the dude ran to my left. The bot ran to my left, and it sounded like he was right next to me, but he was actually behind me. So maybe it's a headset thing that I just got to adjust. I don't know. I just really recommend either playing with a really good headset or upgrading your video settings in the settings menu itself. So it was fun to see a bot actually play. He would not aim in at all. There was a point in time where we were playing together, and it was revolvers, and like you just saw, and it was 2v2. The bot was trying to kill this other dude for 5 minutes with not aiming down a sight. He was moving right and left and just shooting the fucking gun. But anyway, that is it for me. I hope you kind of learned some stuff about the new guns. I don't know if I went over the pairings before with the attachments, but definitely the angled or ranger foregrip for both guns. The monolithic suppressor for both guns if you're not going to throw a barrel on the ISO. If you are going to throw it, then do the suppressed one. And definitely a sight. And take the stock off the ISO and put the skeleton eyes stock on the AN94. For me, that's a great pairing, great combination of attachments. I stream every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes I take off Saturday or Sunday, depending on if I have work or not. But make sure you watch 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing giveaways this month. I'm also doing a birthday stream August 17th. So make sure you come watch and support the channel. Also pop and say happy birthday. But thank you guys so much for watching, and the support I've been getting for the last 2 weeks has been amazing. So I love you all, and I guess happy watching.